Hi Divine Rebels, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings, and today we will be doing a video for our door series, our doorways, pathworking, road opening series, portals, vortexes, all of that good juju. So we had the unboxing a couple months ago now of some of our doorway decks, the Divine Doors, the Book of Doors Divination deck, and the 78 Doors Tarot deck. And I've had to the side a reading that was so deep that came through for that, and I was told to park it and not put it out yet. This is a different reading, but this is kind of an introductory into that series. So we have 6 doors here to choose from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel free to spend as much time as you need finding a door that really resonates with you. We will be using a number of decks, and we will be walking deeper and deeper into this portal to see what energy is opening. This coincides perfectly with today. It's very early in the morning, but today we will have the full moon in Capricorn and the partial lunar eclipse, and eclipses are definitely portals, energy, vortexes and doorways, things opening and closing. And full moons are often releases of things. So we have that going on in the sky currently when filmed, although this can apply whenever you are watching it, as the internet is forever nowadays unless I take it down. So we will have the this card plus 5 other cards, and we are going to walk through deeper and deeper into the ethers to see which different doorways are opening for you. All right, so go ahead and take your time picking the doors. I will say collectively that a lot of the color here on the doors that came out from this deck all ended up having green and yellows. So heart chakra and solar plexus really coming together and wanting to birth out things from the heart that really identify your personal expression into the universe at this time and into the world around you. I'm seeing respect and more harmony with others' place in the world and with nature in general, and feeling not so threatened by those things, because that's when damage and war and fear and hatred come, is when we feel threatened by another's identity, another's space, another's right to exist, whether that's a forest, whether that's a person, just feeling like this is what's holding me back. But when we feel fully grown and solid and whole within ourselves and our solar plexus, we don't do that. We don't have a negative interaction with other solar plexus, and instead we're able to move to the next level, our heart chakra, and just focus on growth and beauty and nourishing our world as well as others around us. And we see no need to cut others down because we're truly in a solid and whole space. So those are things to think about and to pay attention to as a collective as we're moving forward. So hopefully you have your door picked out now. Again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll try to have some timestamps down below, as well as the names of the cards I'll be using, the decks. And I have links if you want to drop a donation or tip to the Ko-fi. If you would like to purchase a personal reading, absolutely, that will be down in the description box, as well as I'm working on the wish list, so it might be down there. I'll try to retrospectively put it down if I'm not ready right now. But so many of you are awesome and have been wanting to find ways to support the channel, and I know everyone gives in different ways, so I will be opening that door up. All right, opening ways for others to bless us. That's another message for all of us to hear. Do so, right? So I'm getting on it. All right, we're going to go ahead and start the reading. Go ahead and pause if you need a bit more time. Such beautiful energy, these doorways, for everyone. So I should put those the other way so I can, there we go, so I can pull them easier. All right. For those of you that chose doorway number 1, this beautiful archway. Actually, I'm going to hold this up for you. Let's take some time to look. Just green upon green upon green. Ivies and fields and trees. beautiful option. 3 of Cups, it says on the back. A toast to friendship in the afternoon sun, 3 cups to happiness, 3 cheers are done. Celebration is near. I love that. So this is kind of like the archway on the Ace of Pentacles, going into this abundance, but it's leading you into the garden of the world of the 3 of Cups. So for some of you, you haven't had a reason to celebrate for a long time. You haven't felt closeness of friends, or you've been apart from your friends, or maybe you've just been wanting to go and have something wonderful and just so amazing to tell your friends about, to celebrate you. You know, you've been wanting to have good news. Some of you are great friends and you've been supporting others, right? You've been the bridesmaid in every wedding. You've been the shoulder to lean on, the house to crash at, and that's been wonderful. But you're like, well, I want to be the one who's traveling and needs somewhere to crash. I want to have a wedding. I want to have a child. I want to have my career take off, or just see something, experience something wonderful and amazing, and have that to come and share. I want my full cup to come bring to the 3 of Cups party. And I think that's a beautiful thing, to want to go out and experience things. And I see that coming into you. The door is open for you to make new friends, for you to reinvigorate your relationships, to have something new to come back and refresh your relationships with. That could be very good. It makes me think of like Will and Jada Smith. They just completely go off and do their own things, and their kids do too, but then they all come back together and it all informs everybody's growth. Even with the grandma, they all just connect. They bring their friends, they bring their you know, business partners, and they just keep evolving, you know, and staying connected at the core to each other, but just having new aspects of each other to celebrate and to join in with, and all of these things. And so there's a beautiful energy like that. So many types of green here, but everyone is in their own space. Everyone is honored. The ivy's not trying to be a tree, the tree's not trying to be the grass, but all are flourishing and growing and not having to worry about keeping up with the grass being greener on the other side. Actually, I'm looking over and I'm seeing this beautiful rough peridot, all those green all together, shining, sparkling, shining, 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 like the Jay-Z, Beyonce, DJ Khaled song. All right, what other doorways are opening up for you? Okay, let's walk into this one. We have the 8 of Wands in the Doorway Tarot. Literally the keys, keys to open up. And you're looking, what should I get? You know, one person is concerned and the other one's like, oh no, I know what I should get, because I know what it is that I want. And there's the feeling that what's right for one of them is not necessarily right for the other, which I think is very important and very profound. So your gut instinct on things is going to let you know. See, this person has a corset on and they look a little constricted in the face. They're not sure. They're looking at what the other person is getting, instead of all the options for themselves and letting themselves find what is right for them. And so there could be some of that information for you as well. Trust your gut instinct. Your connection to your gut, to your impulses, is really opening up. You're going to see the difference between what is right for you and what is right for those that you love. And that's going to help your relationships grow. It's going to help have healthy emotional boundaries. But it's also going to let you know that you are completely able and in your right to move forward to your own opportunities. That you don't have to feel worried or nervous, like, am I going to take my friend's success? Did my friend want this key? Did my partner want that? Am I stepping on someone's toes? This person is no longer worried about that. They're ready, completely ready for whatever they come in contact with out there. And they're like, nope, right here. See how these keys come together and form a point and focus, kind of like the power symbol that you can do with your fingers when you're in a, doing like the power triangle. They're getting focus. They're seeing their target. This is the 8 of Wands. Ding. And they're like, okay, time to go. It's time to go. I know those are my keys. I sure do. Boop, boop. Oh, there's my car. There's the direction I'm going. Let's stay focused. There's plenty of keys for my friend to find which door they want to open. And I don't have to worry that I'm going to step on anyone's toes, because we all have our different lanes, okay? We all have our different lanes. Okay, so this card that you got, cute. This is another going a layer deeper. So this energy talks about obscurity. This is the deeper doorways. Okay, we have a snake here for wisdom and enlightenment. Energy connects with Venus as well. We have finding firm footing in the mud when we don't feel the most secure, and yet here we're finding our wisdom and enlightenment, finding a way to connect. They're connecting to the gold that's in the ethers all around us. All right, and bringing in creation energy. So it's before it actually bursts through, but you're spreading that around, you're changing that vibe, that vibration. So you guys very much are like on the starting. Some of you just started manifesting, or you just started manifesting something new, or you just got back to it. Some of you are just starting to actually speak it or to see it as something real, but it's still in a little bit of obscurity. So you guys are going to know that it's okay to create things when you don't even know what it is yet. It's just this feeling. It's so much about the original punch in the gut, like that good punch in the gut where you're like, whoa, left, not right. Like that connection is opening up amazingly for you. And it's like no matter who's around you, no matter who's influencing you previously, you are hitting that next level of your own spiritual intuition. And so you're not going to be having as many setbacks. You're not going to be getting stuck in the mud and in quicksand, and you're always going to be able to pull the magic out of the air around you. You're always going to be able to remember that you are a creator. You're co-creating your experience here, and that no matter how obscure and random and ungrounded it seems to others around you, or even to yourself, it's like you're protecting your third eye energy, and you're no longer going to disrespect it by closing that door to the third eye. You're going to keep that open and say, you're right, let's co-create. I can't fully see it, but that doesn't mean a thing. I spiritually am seeing it because I'm agreeing that it could be. That's powerful right there. Let's see what other doorway in astrology, the 7th house. So we have houses as doorways. We have the 7th house. This area of your life is about long-term significant partners, romantic, business, or family. Yes, so you guys just have a big connection with friends, relationships, any type of significant partners. For a lot of you, it's not necessarily romantic. I am seeing business and friends being a huge deal. For some of you, it will be romantic partners as well. I also see you not worrying so much about the other person's side of things. Again, it's like when I make the decisions that I need to, everything will fall in place. I'm creating a life where I have good relationships and partnerships. So naturally, this is going to be a good, healthy relationship. And it's not ignoring any warning signs. It's just you getting to the point that you really feel okay with, okay, if your gut's not lining you up to get in this car that I just got the key to, that is my path, well, then we must, things are just splitting off at this point. But if your energy is leaning up and it's all good, and my vibe tells me it's okay to hit go on the pedal, we're good. Let's go then. So I feel a lot of you are going to start getting into that deeper doorway of just knowing who are the right people to be partners with. It's not going to be that anxiety, I have to prove it, I have to argue with the pick of cards, I'm stressed, I want a soulmate, I want a twin flame, I want this person to be my best friend, why don't they like me, why? It's none of that. It's just this stillness, this knowing, this instantaneous, even brazen feeling that dares to know who you are, that dares to know that why you exist, or to just go with that fire. It's not like a big cosmic why I exist. It's I know why. It's because I'm here creating. I know why in this moment. It's because life feels so good. It's just so in the moment, so instantaneous. Some of you are Sagittarians. There is Libra here. We have Venus, so there could also be Taurus. There could also be Leo or Aries. Okay, your moon energy, because the moon is portals as well, is the super moon. Emotions are running high. Yeah, it's time to kind of let the emotions fly in the right way. Venus and the moon, creative. It's time to just allow yourself to live just this succulent, like delicious life. Just so amazing. Like if you think of, you lived in a palace back in the day and you had no worries and it was a time of abundance. That's the kind of impulse, intuition, fun, decadent, not Maria Antoinette, but just like life is full. Things are wonderful. Let's create. If there's an issue, let's fix it. Let's, and it's just like a coexistence with things around you that's there, a harmony. This here has the yin yang, so it's not ignoring anything that would be negative or on the bad side of things. It's just finding the balance within all of that, and knowing that by acknowledging that, you can find healing, and by acknowledging healing, you can accept the things that are tough, and that is balance, and knowing that you can get through that. See, because you have Mama Blade, so this is your guardian energy coming from the deepest ethers of all existences, is the purpose of this card that I drew from the Dust to Onyx deck. And this is from the deepest parts of creation, the energy of Mama Blade. This is like the Queen of Swords, but a little bit different in this deck. And this energy is a mix of Libra, Capricorn, Aries in this deck. But this is the ability to keep seeking for truth, for honesty, for a purity of heart, morals, intellect, to use all of those things in a just, considerate, respectful way. And that's what I see. It's not just like, oh, go live and be passionate and ride roughshod over people, right? Like that festival energy. Oh, we're having a good time, so it doesn't matter. Or, anything like that. No, this is saying that as this is happening, as you're riding high on life, you're also someone who really cares about everyone and everything in an authentic way, because the true seventh house is realizing that our partners aren't just codependent extensions of ourselves, but that they are their individual beings, as we spoke of with the Three of Cups. So a new doorway for a lot of you is going to be stepping out of codependency, stepping out of emotional guilt tripping, stepping out of emotional abuse, stepping out of being spiritually obscure as a way to not develop a true spiritual relationship with yourself, using others as your path to spirituality instead of developing your own specific connection. You guys are going to be having healthy breathing spaces and distances and independent minds in your relationships. And as you do that, it's going to make you love even harder, because when we see others as our equals, but we see our differences, we become truly compassionate for others. We become truly wanting to protect others and help them have a safe world, and want to bring respect and honor to them. We start appreciating them so much, all those little unique things that they do or that they bring that only they could do. And so that is how you will reconnect to oneness through this, is not by pretending that someone just has to be your other half, or they're only your polar opposite as a reflection to you, or they're only your mirrors. Like all of that self kind of centered way of viewing the entire world as through your perspective, or through your privilege, or through your whatever, you're not going to need that anymore. You're cutting that away, you're divorcing it, done. Because when you truly feel whole and you truly know that you're living this amazing life where your gut's always right, you're connected to what's going on around you, and you're always going to be protected and safe, and that you are truly finding this real enlightenment and remembrance of connection to all, then you can allow others to be that as well. And your relationships are going to be so deep and so authentic and so emotionally charged and beautiful. And some people, you just see them and you're like, I couldn't even dream a person like this, because they're just so them. You're youer than you. Like, you're just youer than anybody could ever freaking be. And that is the doorway that the universe wants you to walk through, is to learn to be yourself more than anyone in this freaking history of incarnations could ever be themselves, and then have that glorious person to offer to others in relationship, in partnership, and for you to see them be themer than them. So beautiful, beautiful energy. I hope that you are able to just fly through this door and feel so blessed and lighthearted. And the energy I'm getting is like in Brave, you know, the movie, where Merida, when she's riding her horse through the trees and she's doing her bow and arrows, and she's just like her, you know what I mean? She's just so happy. She just knows who she is. Doesn't mean there's not some learning to do. She did have to learn about relationships, didn't she? And that was with her family, but that feeling of just soaring and knowing who you are. And so I love, and this can show bows and arrows sometimes, the Eight of Wands. So I love that energy for you guys. Running high, soaring high. And I wish you the best going through these doorways. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and let me know how you like this reading. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. For those of you that chose number 2, this is your doorway here. I love the yellow. Let's see what we got. Trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Have faith and breathe. So our intuition's always right, but sometimes what we think is our intuition is actually our fears. And that's what leads us astray. And we need that clarification at times to be like, wait, that wasn't your intuition. What was that? That was something else. So the universe is saying, we have doors we want you to push through, and we're going to try to do it with, even when you don't want to cooperate, even when your fears are literally pulling you the other way. We're holding your shirt, you're running, you're, you know, leaning against the force of us trying to get you through where we need you to go. Have faith and breathe. Have faith and breathe. It's reminding me too of like dogs when you try to give them a bath and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure you're trying to kill me right now. You're like, no, I'm not. I'm trying to make sure you're healthy, no sores, no stinky dog. And they're just like, no, oh my God, I'm so betrayed. I think you're trying to kill me. And so some of you have been like that with the universe. Like you're like, I don't trust. Like I do all the memes and I talk about it and I think that I would like to trust, but I don't. I'm kind of a control freak. I don't trust. And the universe is like, okay, it's about time. That's the first door we want to kick you through, is if you could just trust us, that'd be great. Thanks, management. Oh, look at this, y'all. 9 of Swords. And you guys are like, but it could be scary. It could be so scary, right? The caged bird. And here come the little messengers of the universe, and you're like, no, but crows are scary too, and ravens. Everything's scary. I don't have wings. I just shaved. Okay. There's nothing here. What's gonna hold me up? Fear of flying. And the universe just wants to break you out of this cage. This cage. For some of you, it's going to be a cage outside of your doing. But this card's coming from the 8 of Swords. This is the 9 of Swords. So for a lot of you, it's a cage that maybe initially others put you in, society, systemic things, programming, parenting, but you took it and ran with it. Okay, you made it your penthouse suite. Oh, you roosted up in that cage. Okay, you were like, okay, well, they stole my voice. I'm not even a cage bird that can sing anymore. They took my feathers, clipped my wings, plucked my nails. Okay, everything's gone. But still, you know, this is my roost. This is my perch right here. This is what I know, and can't anyone tell me about me except for me. So you just have so many ways to keep yourself on that perch, in that place. And you know, that can be a lot to deal with, and it makes sense because I'm seeing some of the cards that you have here. Deep fears. Okay, so first let's go to this next door. So they want you to get out of fear. That's the first 2 cards. Fears. Out of fears. And out of, ooh, I heard personalized fear. Out of that personalized fear, okay? When we have personalized fear, when we identify with trauma, when we identify with toxic patterns, when we identify with suffering, I'm not talking about when it's legitimate and talking about, hey, this is what my peoples go through. No, but when we identify with, this is how I will be treated, this is who I am, this is what I'm deserving, this is what makes me the cool kid, okay, on that emo tip, or any other genre that tries to beautify, you know, torture and pain and lack. When we are claiming that can make a situation hopeless, right? We have to. So the universe is like, no, the door we're open is to trust us, because we're opening the door to get you out of that fear. All right. And I can tell you, I understand being in this Nine of Swords place. I understand having panic attacks and night terrors and being through so much trauma and fear and exhaustion, where you just sit there and just try to rock yourself and say the same prayer over and over and are terrified to go to sleep. You've been through things that are so bad, and you don't ever think that you're going to be able to escape that trap of your mind. You don't ever think your spirit's going to be free, that you're going to be able to be at peace, that you're going to be able to love again, that you're going to be warm and cozy and safe. You don't see that light, but it's coming, and some of you need to know that you are going to make it through that. And that is your big message from this. And backing that up is a beautiful card. You got Aset who is Isis, as your doorway from the Egyptian doors deck. All right. She is literally the most rockin' deity that you could get for this, because she is the nurturer. She's a divine mother. She is the most badass magician, magical practitioner. She knows from the name of the oldest creator god himself, beyond creator realms, right? The oldest of the old magics, and was able to heal her lover and make him a new level of a god. Just beautiful things. Went and got sacred information to make her son a higher deity and have a legacy. She was also really compassionate. She traveled with 7 scorpions, who are also depicted as women. Fierce, right? Fierce, protected, respected and protected, like I say. And then she went to this queen's house one time and wanted to, you know, take lodging, and the queen didn't recognize her, turned her down. Can you imagine? For shame. One of her scorpions had her back so bad, went and stung the queen's son, like, you ain't doing Aset like that. But when Aset found out, she was so compassionate, and she went and did healing with her own hands to the boy. And she just is very loving, very forgiving, can be fierce, you know, fierce, but she understands the balance of things. And she understands that, you know, sometimes our enemies and the people who hurt us are still out there, and it can be hard to see how we can heal while they're still out there, while there's still existences that are really, really horrible, that do really bad things. And I think that for some of you, you're feeling, if we look at this card here, nothing will come of this. Void of course, moon. You're feeling like, what's the point of being here? I feel like I should just be in a void. I just want to not have to feel this way. It feels like it's no purpose to move forward in these things, you know, and it can be hard to see how we can co-live in a world where also there are very mean people and mean things. But this is about your story. This is about you being empowered. This is about all the love and beauty that you can have and that you can resurrect in your life. That you don't even see what an agent of power and magic that you can be, right? And it takes coming out of that cage. It takes allowing ourselves to not be not end in a period, right? Make the semicolon that it gets better, and say, you know what, I'm going to do something about this. I'm going to do something about my story, and to make something great out of what others didn't believe in, and that's ourselves. Okay, and that is something Aset in this door that is another level to open really is already seeing. The universe is already foreseeing that for you. It has nothing to do with the other person. It has nothing to do with them seeing it. It has nothing to do with you proving it to them. You don't have to prove shit to anyone. But it's about the love like Aset showed. The love to want to go and save her love. The love to want to protect her child. To do good for the people she ruled over. And that compassion, that healing, because that's who she was and who she is and who, you know, how she wanted her story to be. And how that just kept empowering her, and therefore all the people who loved her, the people who were so lucky to be able to be close to her. And so there are, it's like there's rooms that your spirit is going to affect that you don't even know of yet. There's doors that you're going to walk through that you are going to be celebrated in that you don't even know yet. And there's mirrors that you're going to look into and see yourself and love yourself that you can't even imagine yet. So believe it. It's going to happen. And I totally forgot, but in this deck for the moon card, which is your guardian card, we're kind of going out of order of how I was going to read them, but that's okay, because we have intuitive energy. You have the 4th house and the moon. So a lot of you are water signs. Could be Cancers, Geminis, Pisces, Scorpios. Could be any sign, but those are very strong. Especially you could have your moon sign in one of these signs. Some of you don't know, and you might have been born in a situation where, without really astrologically having a strong interview, you might not even know your birth time and be able to track that down, which is an interesting side note. But it could go into some of these origin stories. Some of you have been in foster care. You've went through a lot of tumultuous things in your early years. I'm seeing, you know, there's reasons that there's a lot of you that you're like, I just want to be in fetal position and just be safe and just curl up where no one can hurt me. You've been through a lot. Some of you went through periods where you felt fine and you felt very empowered, but then something happens and you go back into that space, like the phases of the moon. But this moon card actually talks about how we see our reflection, seeing our reflection in the greater universe, seeing our reflection mirrored back to us by the divine. And so your cosmic energy that's guiding you is that deep emotional nature that you have. It can be empathic, it can be psychic and nurturing and caring if you let it. If you hold it in, it can drive you crazy. It can make you feel too much and gorge yourself on that and get too internal process. And you know, it's kind of like the moon. If the moon turned in on itself, it has to move outward. It has to express. You have the 4th house here, so it's like moon in the 4th house, your home and the roots of your being. You're someone that wants to have a good home, a good surrounding, not this cage. Some of you are in relationships or living situations where you've been convincing yourself for a long time that this is what is the best for you or all that you can expect. And this is letting you know, no, the doorway could be literally to a new house, to a new family dynamic, to releasing negative family patterns, to releasing childhood abuse. So there's many different levels to this, and that's why I chose so many cards representing so many doors and portals, because we work on different layers. You might come back to this reading in 6 months, you know, in 2 months, in a year and a half, and see another layer that you are opening of empowerment to these doors. But here, this is the encouragement that you do have the ability to have a beautiful family. You do have the ability to have a secure, safe home, to have people that you share your emotions, your deeper self. You have the ability to even know your deeper self without being scared of having like a personal moment. Some of you are like the Gemini when they don't want to see anything introspective, and it just has to be noise and chatter all the time, just terrified of being left alone with yourself in a way. And some of you go to the other side of that, where it's so much being in your own head and being to yourself. So I see you releasing so much doubts and saying, what if I do have a family? What if I do find where I fit in? What if I do expand out and see myself as nesting in the world instead of feeling like I'm shrinking and I have to hide? What if I do have the ability to not only heal myself, but to bring healing and love and laughter to others? What if I am a sense of home to other people? What if all this time I've been telling myself nothing was going to happen for me and I wasn't going to be happy? And what if that was an excuse? And the truth is that anything could happen were I to nurture it. So you guys have the door of just the possibility of your own existence and birth. It's like a child coming out of the womb. It really is. Some of you might have even literally gone through rebirthing ceremonies. That could be a path that you're doing. Going back and just releasing all that early trauma and just completely rebirthing yourself. But this is beautiful, because I see you guys getting doors opened to be much closer to love, much closer to psychological, emotional, mental peace, closer to finding harmonious situations and your own family dynamics, however that is. Sometimes the family that we choose becomes more than the family we were born into. And sometimes we are able to heal things with our family dynamics or create our own family. So take what resonates with that. But these are all beautiful doors opening up for you. And you're not going to have to run and hide from yourself anymore. You're not going to have to hide who you are from others, or fear getting close to others. Okay? So coming out of those fears. So that is what I'm seeing for you, number 2. I hope this was able to help and heal and shed some light on things in a beautiful way for you. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Hi, number 3s. Let's see. This is your doorway. It's like a gate to a courtyard. There's some bougainvillea back there, which I love. It says, a note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. When love is the focus, foundation, and goal, blessed is the body, mind, and soul. Seek different seasons and enter to the unknown with love as the goal. Beautiful. Gates opening to new experiences that will inform you on how to be a more loving person, how to receive more love, how to express more love. Okay. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Giving and receiving. A mother and a child open up and see that someone has left them like a May basket. Could even look like a birthday gift. Could be a baby shower, just being celebrated. And they look quite shocked, like they didn't expect that. Yes, like, wow, someone did that for us. So opening the door to generosity, opening up the door to receive, but also I'm getting the door to give, because this was saying go new places, and then all of a sudden these people who are at home have something left. By whom? And there's these orange and coral salmon-y colors up there, which suggests like traveling, Jupiter energy. So some of you are going to be these like cosmic couriers to bring others abundance, to bring others gifts and reminders. When we were younger, we had a neighbor boy who always celebrated May Day, and he'd come and we had like a long block that was like a hill, and we lived in the middle of it, and he'd put something on our porch, and then he'd ring the bell, and we'd wait to let him pretend that we didn't see him, because that's the exciting part. You're not supposed to know who it is. And we'd watch him through the window, and he'd have to run all the way back down to his house, and then we'd come out and let him watch us see it. And we'd look around like, oh, who did this? We don't know. And we'd tell people, and then sometimes he would confess it was him, and it was just so cute and so sweet. And this is just that energy of being other people's joy, being other people's blessing. Yes, not having to worry about the bank account, or maybe for some of you, you got into that, well, they owe me and this and that, and just been kind of in that headspace. And this is coming out of that and being like, no, if someone has need, or if I can bring joy to someone else, why not? Let me give, and give in abundance. Or it's a gift that you end up giving that the universe might seem to have to make you give to others, but then you realize afterwards that it's a good thing. And we have this card of Ra, and we just talked in the last one about Aset and her getting all this magic and power, and Ra, the name of Ra, his secret name, is one of the ways that she did that. But he was getting, it was time for Ra to start thinking of passing on his magic and his rule to someone else. He's getting old. He was, for the gods. And so Aset had to kind of trick him, made him get bit by a snake made out of his own magic, okay? And then healed him by getting his name. And sometimes the universe is like that. Sometimes the universe has to show us our power by making us see the way it can bite us in the ass, okay? By making us give something we didn't think we want to give, we then bring relief to ourselves. We then pass on a lineage, a heritage. We pass on magics and good energy to others. So some of you have been pretty resistant to actually go out and give in the way that the universe wants you to give. And right here we have, don't let your past hold you back, with the South Node. So some of you are kind of really stuck on that, well, I should be getting now, and they didn't work as hard as I did, or I'm not going to give something for nothing. Actually, you even got the 8th house, which works with shared resources. The transformational area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. So sometimes we're meant to sacrifice for others. Now, this isn't leaving you without anything. I see here the Venn diagram, the 2 rings coming together as a Vesica Pisces. There are areas that we do share resources, we are meant to give with each other, and areas that we have to ourselves. But there could just be always the focus on almost that Libra energy. Well, I got sick, did they have to get sick too? All of this tit for tat, and the universe is like, be free of it. Go and live a free life. Be inspired. If we tell you to bless someone, bless them. Okay, don't make us do it the hard way, make you have to bite your own butt about it. We're trying to have you experience something different this lifetime, the joy of sharing finances, the joy of blessing others. This is like that energy of like, support universal health care. Go and give back. You got all this shit sitting in the basement, and I am feeling a little bit, that bite, that little snake bite, okay, that little ornery. And that's because we have Papa's staff here as your divine energy, your guidance from all that is. And Papa's staff is the King of Wands, and this energy is like, oh, this is number 3. I think I said number 2 at the beginning, that just hit me, but you guys probably know. This is the energy of being loud, being proud. This card is made out of James Brown Antique. I forget his last name, who is a transgender man, and it's about being who you are, claiming who you are, taking up space. But in it, he said that one of the reasons why he was really making it up, his public statement, being a trans man, is knowing all of the people that would feel the freedom to live. You know, what a blessing that is to other people. And so there are times where you're going to feel like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to put myself out there. I don't know if I want to be this giving. I don't know if I want to sacrifice this. And it could be in actions with Papa Wands here. It could be in resources with the Six of Cups. It could be in energy and intentions and magics with the Rock card. But the universe wants you to give back. And in your past lives, you've received a lot from others. You really have. So you might have times where you suddenly have to help someone, and if you're sitting there stank face, the universe is going to get you on the ass about it, because they're saying you have no idea how many lifetimes that person has helped you. You have no idea how many times they did, and you're forgetting. And now the door we're opening is the chance for you to finally bless them back. And this is a small thing compared to what they were able to do for you. I remember one time this gentleman, he's very like Zen mystic, always out at the beach. I'd always go to his family. They made Thai food. They had a Thai restaurant, vegan Thai place, like the best Thai food I've ever had in my life. And it's called Thai Vegan in Redondo Beach. If it's still open there, I haven't been back for a few years. But he helped me move, and it was just like, oh my gosh, it was just like everything falling apart, every mishap you can think of. And he's like, I was like, I'm sorry, I was getting overwhelmed, and he was like, no, it's okay. He's like, you know, it must have been some past life thing. I must have owed you, you know. I must have owed you. You helped me, and I'm just helping you back this time. And it just felt, you know, sometimes we say things like that and you just feel it, and you know that that's true and that's the vibe. And I was like, yeah. And then I didn't feel guilty. My energy was just like, yeah, you're right. And I just received that. I received him paying that back, and it was just this peace that was there, you know. So sometimes we want to hold, you know, we do something nice. I've had people do that for me. The quickest way, besides being a mean person, is to do that where you pretend to be nice, okay, and you do something, you let someone stay with you, you say that you understand hard times, and then you use it over their head, and you try to make them a bad person, or you make them like a scrub, and you, all of that, right? I cannot stand that. I won't respect it, and I will be like, no, I don't owe you. You just, whatever I could have possibly owed you in karma, you just ate that up with that stink attitude. And so it's that energy. It's like, don't sneer at people who need assistance or help. Don't look down at others. As a matter of fact, go out of your way to bless people. Go out of your way to completely surprise people, to share the magic, to share the abundance of, you know, channeling in good spiritual energy. You know, see everything as shared resources. This planet is shared resources. You know, where you're living now is probably shared resources, if they're even shared at all, with the indigenous people who live there. Have you given back that, right? So it's like these are doorways that are opening for you, and you guys might be like, well, these sound a little stank, but it's not, because your spirit's gonna. Yes, so this is a good door to open that your spirit will be very grateful for, and that is you're going to be a door opener for others. That's the thing. You're going to help others begin to open doorways, because the 8th house is shared resources, right? So if everyone has their doors closed, they can't, you're going to be the breakthrough. Okay, you're going from the south node to the north node to learn to be a guiding light. Now, a lot of you're going to be starting that energy. So you might be like, well, no one else in my area is really mobilizing for helping migrant children. No one else in my area is doing a gay pride. No one else in my area is supporting Black Lives Matter, right? No one else in my area is asking for equal pay for everybody, saying that love is love, whatever it is. No one else in my area is being spiritual. No one else is decolonizing their spirituality and going back to their traditional spirituality. There could be so many different things, right? But you're going to be the door opener. You're going to be trendsetter. I mean, you could be the trendsetter, yes. In some ways, y'all are like, no, let me flex. I'm about to be the trendsetter. Let me have that too. But it's more about trailblazing. That's what I'm looking for. You're gonna be the trailblazer. Look, let's upgrade that game, okay? You're gonna be the trailblazers. And so remembering where you're coming from, remembering to leave doors open. Now look at this here. See the tail of the snake going in a spiral? It's a learning curve, right? But as long as you're moving upwards and becoming more and more enlightened and doing better and better, see the ankhs all the way around on every level. Keep enlightening yourself. Keep doing better. All right, don't just stop and say, oh, I'm an ally, I'm perfect, I'm a giver. Oh, I did that one trip that one time. Oh, yes, pat me on the back. No, this is about keep going, keep going, keep going. Some of you will really be helping out with gender issues, because I'm seeing Venus and Mars and the Ankh and all these different things. You're going to really be fighting for, I'm just seeing a lot of, freedom fighters, equality seekers. Things of that nature. I want to let us, have our voices, let us have our money, let us have our self-expression and our dress and our entertainment. Let us live. Can we live? All right. You are a door opener to life, to letting people live, to freeing people from cages and closets. Okay. That's some big stuff right there. But it starts with the little things. And it starts with that internal motive, and it starts with you healing yourself first, honestly, honestly, truly, as Joanne the Scammer says. If you need a laugh, look her up. We've been talking about her. Sister Channel Nath Hughes, hi honey booms, been talking about it, right? We kiki about it all the time behind the scenes because we funny. Yes, so, and I just love, look at your guardian's energy, just so peaceful and loving and just sweet. Such confidence, just such ease, and so confident that you can achieve this. All right, that you can put the fire in your compassion, passion in your compassion. All right, yes, we do. We have the rainbows up there. We have a rainbow. We have guardian angels, all of those protective spirits here. We have wings of Isis. So yeah, be the blessing for others. Your doorway is open. That feels good, right? Because we always say, oh, I only want to be successful to help other people, but people really don't do it. But this is the door opening for you to truly be a blessing for others. And that's going to be an amazing thing.